is Gas Station Millionaire, and just got off work. First day at the brand new Shell station down the road, and I wanted to talk about what this channel is really going to cover. And ultimately, the first thing is pretty much the strategy of becoming a millionaire while working at a gas station. And the first thing is going to be investments, saving money. Okay? So you're going to want to try to save as much money as you can. Luckily enough, this station I'm working at is just down the road from me. So first thing I'm doing to save money, instead of taking my car to work, I'm riding my bicycle. And so by riding the bicycle, not spending all the money on maintenance on the car or gasoline, all that kind of thing. So that's step one. Saving as much money as you can. Also, I'm not trying to buy all the good food that I'm having to stare at all the time while working there. So we have a bunch of good food. So other than that, it's going to be, we're saving the money so we can invest that money. Alright? So when you're looking at your current job, and this goes into your mindset. When you're looking at your job, you're only making your hourly wage, right? Well, what you want to do is try to save as much as you can, because that way you can invest it. A lot of the stuff I'm investing in is stuff that we sell at the gas station. Okay, so I'm investing in those companies. And by investing in those companies, I take pride in my work. I take pride in my work, getting the store clean and making sure everything's running smoothly. All those things. Because whenever somebody, comes up to the counter and they want to buy a soda, I want it to be that when they buy that soda, I need to make money off that soda. It's not just about my hourly wage. So, what are things I want to do? Okay. Well, if someone comes up and buys a Coke, I want to be invested in Coca-Cola. They want to come up buy a beer. Well, I want to be invested in that beer company. They buy gas. I want to be invested in the gas we sell. And by doing that, I'm wanting all these things to work. I'm wanting the shelves to be stocked. I'm wanting everything to be clean. That way when customers come in, they want to buy something. They see, the store is well taken care of, and they feel comfortable in our store, and they want to come back. See, so by having this mindset of, hey, I'm investing in these companies, I'm making more than my hourly wage. Because some of these companies, they pay dividends. So you're essentially saying, I own a piece of the Coca-Cola company, or I own a piece of Shell. And by doing so, every single time somebody comes in and buys something, I'm making money beyond my hourly wage. So that's step number one. And so I'm not just making my hourly wage, I'm also making money off of the things people are buying. And it's not a whole lot at first. But if I actually save my paychecks, and instead of going out and spending it on bad habits, then I'm making money because I can invest it. And the more I invest, the more that I'm making off of each one of those sales. Okay? And so that's my strategy. That's what I'm doing. Now, obviously, I want to move up in the company as well that I'm working for. So eventually I want to get to store manager. You know, that's more money hourly. That's more money I can save. That's more money I can invest. You go spend that money. You know, imagine like these bad habits that most people have. Let's run through a scenario. You get up in the morning, you start your car that you're having to pay for. Your car is a liability. Your car is not an asset. Okay? It's you got to put some gas in that car. You got to pay your insurance. It's going to break down. I don't care what kind of car you got. Okay? So there you go. You're spending money in 3 different areas right there. Okay? Then you're going to get in your car. You're going to drive to Starbucks. Get a Starbucks. Okay? You go on your lunch hour and you're going to get a Big Mac meal. Okay, there's $5 for the Starbucks, $5 or whatever for the Big Mac meal, and I'm just throwing numbers out here. Okay, and then you're going to take a smoke break or something throughout the day. Okay, and you say you smoke a pack a day. Okay, well that's another $5. Okay, you get home after you're off work, and you have some beer or something to drink. It could be soda or whatever. You do that, and there you go. You've spent $20. Maybe, and then we'll probably have to fill up your tank once a week. So that's another $20. Okay, the average person for each one of those habits I mentioned, on average, is about $1,200. Okay, a year. So, if you're buying Starbucks, going out to eat, smoking cigarettes, or drinking alcohol, you're on average, the average person is roughly spending, $4,800 a year. Now, if you're sitting there making minimum wage, bringing in maybe $25,000 a year, and you're throwing away almost $5,000 of it, that's a large chunk of change. And you complain or whatever that you don't have any money. You don't have any money because you have all these bad habits. And if you didn't have those bad habits, you could have easily put that $5,000 towards either just saving it or investing it, making more money. So, if every year you can put away $5,000 into a good company, or some other type of investment, and you're getting 3% back on that $5,000 every year because you invested it wisely, then, come on. It's almost a no-brainer. And you can do all of this from your phone these days, so you don't really have any excuse. You have none. And all this goes into the mindset. I have a great day every day. Every single day I go to work, I enjoy it. I enjoy it every day because I know what I'm doing. I'm saving money. I'm investing that money that I saved. And, I'm going to do something. Unlike most people, which just complain about their life and the fact they don't have money, yet they're not willing to do anything about it. And I think that's, one of the things that is really a plague amongst most people. They're unwilling to actually look in the mirror and see what they can do. They're looking at it outside. They're looking like, oh, it's their fault. Oh, it's this person's fault. Or, oh, I can't do it because of this. You can do it. You can do it. Anybody can do it. It's really simple. Okay? The problem is it takes time. It takes a lot of time, takes a lot of patience. And I think that's the biggest problem, is people don't have any patience anymore. And that's the biggest problem. So when I go to work, I don't just see, oh, I'm only getting however much an hour. That's not what I'm looking at. I'm looking at, I just made this much money. I got to save as much of that as possible. I got to invest that as much as possible because now I'm making extra money an hour based on the fact that I own a part of each of these companies that every single time someone comes in. And you can look at this with your own, whatever you work. You know, you work at Walmart or something, for example. You're sitting there looking at the products these people are buying. Okay? And when you're seeing, oh, well, I'm selling more of this soda or more of this food, et cetera, et cetera. What company is that? You know, what company is it that you're selling? Well, invest in that company if you like that company. You know, now do your research. I'm not really going to get in depth on how to invest your money. There's so many other channels that do that much better than me, and they're who I learn from. You know, and you know I've been studying investing and stuff like that for I don't know a good 6 years now, or if not more. You know, so I know it in and out. But there's much more there's much more qualified people than me to tell you about that. So you know, there's um, you know, like if you're looking at, say, for example, someone that's working at IHOP, you know, or Olive Garden, or any of these restaurants, you can buy stock in these companies. You know, you basically are saying, I own a piece of that company um, whenever you buy that stock. So you can take pride in, instead of like doing a crappy job of cleaning your store or your restaurant or whatever you're working for, even though it's a 9 to 5 kind of deal or whatever, and you're only making an hourly wage, you can take more pride in your work, you know, and you want people to come in there and you want them to spend money because that's your store. However little it is that you own a piece of that company. And so whenever you're looking at it and you're struggling mentally, saying, "Oh, I can't, you know, I can't do this today," or whatever, you need to take ownership. You know, you got to take responsibility, and you got to do a good job. You do a good job, and because you own a part of that company, and you want it to succeed. And I think that's what a lot of people are missing. You know, they don't see why should I work harder whenever this is all they're going to pay me. You can own part of it. You know, so every single time someone comes in there and buys something, you own it. That's not the store's food. That's not the store's gas. That's not the store's drinks. That's yours. And you better make sure it's right. Because that customer, you want them to come back because you own that store. You know, and as I said, it's not going to be very much. No, you don't own a huge portion of this company, et cetera, et cetera. But over time, yeah, you can own a decent chunk of it. Okay? So I want to encourage everybody to look at saving money as much as you can. Because in the long run, you'll be way better off. I just told you exactly how that if you're one of those people that fits that scenario I mentioned earlier, with all those bad habits, I just saved you $5,000 a year. Okay? It's that simple. Okay? You know, take that over a 10-year period. Okay, that's a lot more money than you ever had in the first place, that you would have just thrown away on something that doesn't help you. So, you know, I want to encourage everybody out there to really look at your situation, okay? And then really look in the mirror and tell yourself, it's my fault. Because it is. I did the same thing. I blamed everybody else except for myself. And it was me. It's all me. It wasn't anybody else's. You know? So, get out there, save your money, invest that money in the company you're going to work for that you love. And take pride in your work. No matter how small it is. Because I'm going to be a millionaire doing this very thing. working at a gas station. I will do it. Can you do it? So I've given you all the tools you need.